Hi, welcome. This is Weekly Gita with Ashok Vyas, and today we are talking about true independence. Are you really independent? Many times when we consider being independent, we are looking at financial independence, and we think that if we are earning our money and we are in a position to pay our bills, then we are independent. But let's stay with this external side of the meaning of independence. And if we look in the context of a nation, and those nations which celebrate Independence Day on a particular day have a history which also involves struggle. So there has been a collective will to become independent, and that resulted into finally being in a position where that nation can rule itself. Now, keep that in mind, and we'll bring it on individual level, bit by bit, in the context of Srimad Bhagavad Gita today. And of course, you can watch these series on youtube.com/Haramba Studio. Is that out? So, what is true independence? With that pause, it was an opening door to go within. When you introspect and you see that at any given point of time, are you a complete whole, or are you finding yourself at a point where your energy is dissipated in several directions? And when you become clear that you are calm, composed, collected, and you can guide yourself to accomplish anything wholeheartedly, then you are truly independent. There are several layers to this independence, and we'll try to catch few of them in the light of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which, as you know, is the dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Again, it is turning the tide towards helping Arjun in reconsidering his decision to give up. So, the first point of being independent is you know your mind, and optional versus compulsory, that aspect is clear to you. There are few things which are optional, meaning whether you do them or you don't do them is defined by your own moods sometimes, and there are certain things which are compulsory. So in the light of your own situations, you would know what is optional and what is compulsory. But if you find yourself running away from that which is compulsory, and if you are confused about your priority and you attempt to do those things which were optional, and it was better if you were to safeguard your energy and just say bye bye to them without attempting. So now here comes another aspect, which is, are you firm or you are flexible? You could be independent and you could be firm. You could be independent and you could be flexible. But the trick is to know when to be firm and when to be flexible, and where to be firm and where to be flexible. If you are aware that something which you have undertaken for the larger good. Now, it is not just the investment of taking care of your own limited needs, it is something which is going to affect humanity, society at large, or it is going to help you have that conviction of being in the side of truth. Then if you bring the sense of flexibility and do delaying in executing it properly, that flexibility is actually lack of strength, and being firm on some occasions is very very important. That determines and defines your character. Moving forward, the difference between purpose and entertainment is very very important. We are alive with a purpose. When that consciousness becomes a part of your being, and you are aware that it is not just the sensual pleasures that is helping you move forward day after day just to have parties or just to have fun with friends, but there is a bigger picture of your being on this planet in this human form. And the very fact that you are breathing, it's a wonderful gift, but it also has arrived with a date of expiring. So there is a day when everybody disappears. So there is certain limited span of time which you have, whatever it is. It could be 100 years, yet there is a limit to it. So let us say you are here for 100 years, but you cannot always be just having a ball and just having parties. So what did you accomplish? Where did you contribute? And being clear about the purpose of your being helps you in being in tune to your true independence, because otherwise it just this to that. Now all this brings us to the point where you need to learn to tame your temptation. What Lord Krishna suggests to Arjuna is becoming a yogi involves being in a position where you do not eat more than what you should eat, and you do not sleep more than what you should sleep. So there is no fixed number of hours or any calories given. You need to determine that. So that sense of independence you have. But if you exercise that sense of independence in determining how much to eat and what is the right amount of food and right amount of sleep for you, and then you follow independently that which works best for you. So, being truly independent is being able to determine what works best for you in the light of having a true sense of your presence with joy. Now, all this brings us to the point where we need to be in a position where we are observing our thoughts. If we observe our thoughts, then we know that this is something which is better left unexecuted, and this is something which is better to accomplish. Moreover, the kind of thought chain which we have also results into our experience. It also makes us the kind of person that we become. So, if we are in a position by observing our thoughts to guide our thoughts, and we can determine what kind of thoughts would come in my mind, then we are truly independent. So, being full of positive thoughts and being full of hope serves us well. So, rather than looking at the negative side of anything, uh, training to see the positive or to create something which would work positively for us by observing our thoughts is another step. And now moving to the sixth side of today's sharing, it is relaxation and resolve. Resolve is very important. If you resolve to do something and you end up actually making it happen, it gives you a kick as well as it boosts your self confidence. And if you just are relaxed, okay, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it day after tomorrow, and even if I don't do it, how does it matter? So being relaxed is good on one way, but being relaxed in terms of what you set out to do and then doing away with the idea of doing it without making an attempt wholeheartedly to make it happen doesn't serve us, and that also takes away in your heart your sense of true independence. So do learn to relax, but don't do away with your resolves. And finally, there has to be a balance, and that balance is something which needs to be practiced. That is the key teaching of Gita, that you develop evenness of mind, not that you are impatient, and if something which is unfavorable, unpleasant, or kind of in disagreement with you, if you are exposed to it and you just burst and you cannot take it. So, your ability to absorb that kind of stimulation which is not friendly, without letting it take away your sense of balance and bringing you to the point which you would term as your boiling point, would also determine whether you are truly independent or not. So it is your will whether you listen to what you listen to and how sincerely you want to apply that to add beauty and joy to your life. So, on that note, wishing you lots and lots of good wishes and thank you for being a part of this series. And indeed, do share your response and if there is something that we should do, including stop this series or add this dimension, etc. So please share your comments, and that would be a bonus. But the joy is connecting with you and seeing that the world is much bigger than what we apparently are. Not just the world, but we also have something which is bigger than what we apparently appear to be in terms of our size. Uh, Take care. Bye.